Hello everyone, welcome back to Blue Hair Gaming. My name is Rich, and today I'm going to go over leveling your undead character in Classic WoW. I will cover all the classes that you can play: Warrior, Rogue, Mage, Priest, and Warlock. And during our quest of all quests, I will show you where your class trainers are, what spells you get, and what levels you get them at. And I will show you the best order to do the quests in to save you the most time while leveling in Classic WoW. So in the beginning, you'll wake up in a tomb, and you come up and the first person you see is this guy. Undertaker Mordo. No, not the Undertaker. Undertaker Mordo. And he gives you a quest called Rude Awakening. And that quest will have you walk further down the road until you reach the chapel, which is the first house on the left once you pass the gated area. The buildings in Deathnell are split up into two areas. You have the chapel and two other buildings that are right inside the gate area, and then you have this kind of spiky wooden thingy as the second barrier, and then past that is where all the zombies and all the monsters start to wander around. In the chapel, the quest tells you to talk to Shadow Priest Sarvis. Once you do that, he will give you a quest called The Mindless Ones, having you go out and kill 8 mindless zombies and 8 wretched zombies. If you happen to be a warlock, you'll also see Venya Marthand with a yellow exclamation mark above her head. She's going to give you a quest called The Piercing Veil. It's going to have you get Rattlecage Skulls. Now, we're going to hold off on the Rattlecage Skulls for right now, because there's a quest later that has you kill the same mob, so we might as well save it. So you'll notice to the right of Shadow Priest Sarvis, there's a lady there, Novice Elrith. She has a gray exclamation mark. You won't be able to get a quest from her until you level up. So let's leave the building and cross the street. In here you will find vendors that will let you sell your stuff that you collect, and will also let you repair your armor. Now, here is where I will give you my first bit of advice, and that is to scavenge everything you can possibly grab off the mobs that you kill. You need everything. You need to sell everything so you can afford your stuff. It's the only way you can do it. So you're poor, you ain't got crap, there ain't much of an auction house going on right now. So invest in yourself and sell your stuff. Plus, you're probably going to want to get some bags, and those are expensive. The zombies you're looking for are located right here and over here, with the biggest concentration being in these buildings over here. Kill 8 of each, and when you go turn them back into Shadow Priest Sarvis, he will give you 2 more quests. One of them will be a scroll, depending on what class you chose in the beginning, and the other one will be Rattling the Rattle Cages, which will have you go kill 12 Rattlecage Skeletons, which happens to be the same skeletons that drop the Rattlecage Skulls for the Warlock quest. At this point, you should be level 2, and Novice Elrath should have a yellow exclamation mark above her head. So grab the quest, The Damned, from her, which will have you go collect 6 Scavenger Paws and 6 Duskbat Wings from the wolves and the bats surrounding the area. Now before we take off, let's talk about that scroll we just got. Now this step is the same for everybody. The scroll changes depending on your class, but this step is the same. It's go see your class trainer, say hi, get your first spell or ability. So that's what we're going to do. So your spells and abilities work the same for every class in the game. And what I mean by that is at level 1, you get 1 spell or ability for the price of 10 copper. Then, at level 4, you get 2 more spells or abilities for the price of 1 silver apiece. Then again at level 6, you get 2 more for the price of 1 silver each. Alright, now that you're familiar with the structure of the spells and how you earn them, let's talk about the different classes and the spells you get. Alright, Warlocks, you're up first. You can take your Tainted Scroll over to Maximilian right here, and he will teach you Immolate at level 1. He will teach you Corruption and Curse of Weakness at level 4, and then you can come back again at level 6 if you're still here for Life Tap and Shadowbolt rank 2. If you're a priest, you get a Hollowed Scroll, and you can take that to Dark Cleric Duestin right here, and he will teach you Power Word Fortitude at level 1, come back at level 4 for Lesser Heal rank 2, and Shadow Word Pain. And then again at level 6 you can get Power Word Shield and Smite rank 2. Mages, you get a Glyphic Scroll, and you can take that to Isabella right here. She will teach you Arcane Intellect at level 1, Conjure Water, which is badass, and Frostbolt at level 4. And then you get Conjure Food, another badass, and Fireball rank 2 at level 6. Rogues and Warriors, unfortunately, you can't learn your stuff here. We can't be mixing the melee folk with the casting folk, if you know what I mean. So you're going to journey across the street. When you leave this building, the building across to your left will be the one on the bottom floor. In the back, you will find your 2 NPCs. Rogues will get an encrypted scroll, and they can take that to David Trius. And he teaches you Stealth at level 1, Pickpocket and Backstab at level 4, Gouge and Sinister Strike rank 2 at level 6. And finally, Warriors. You're going to take your Simple scroll, and you're going to go visit Daniel Stern. He's going to teach you Battle Shout at level 1. At level 4, he'll teach you Charge and Rend, and then you can come back at level 6 for Thunderclap and Parry. So now you have your very first skill or ability, depending on your class. I don't know if you noticed, but it didn't magically float out of the air and land on your spell bar. So you're going to have to hit the P button, open up your spell book, bring those out onto your bar yourself. That's going to be the way it is from here on out. Please don't forget that. And there is some strategy to running some lower level spells later on for aggro management, but we'll get into that later on in another leveling video. Alright, so you've got your first spell or your first ability, and you should have 2 quests in your quest log, unless you're a warlock, and you should have 3 in there because we skipped one earlier. From Shadow Priest Sarvis, you should have Rattling the Rattle Cages, and from Novice Elrith, you should have the Damned. If you are a warlock, you should additionally have Piercing the Veil from Venya Marthand. You don't have to come back here until level 4. So let's go across the street to the vendors, repair your armor. You're going to need all the room you can get in your bags, so make sure they are empty, because we're going on an adventure. So the closest quest we have is Rattling the Rattle Cages and Piercing the Veil. The Rattle Cage skeletons for this part of the quest are just past the zombies on the road that you killed for the earlier quest. They're kind of sparse, so if there are other people out there, it may take you a little bit to get all 12 of the skeletons and the 3 skulls. But once you're done with that, then you can head over to the left and right down along here. And along here are the bats and the wolves that you need to kill for your remaining quest, the Damned. If you're lucky, in this area you can get a 6-slot bag to drop for you, but the chances are kind of slim. Anyway, once you are done collecting your scavenger paws and you've killed your rattle cage skeletons and gotten your rattle cage skulls, you should be close to level 4. Go into your chapel, turn in your quests. Novice Elrith will then again give you a quest called Marla's Last Wish, which will ask you to go and bring the body of Samuel Phipps back and bury him in the graveyard where he belongs. Venya Marthand will give you the ability to summon your first imp, which is an awesome little companion to have along with you, and she will not give you any other quests. Shadow Priest Sarvis is the same, and he will not give you any more quests once you turn in Rattling the Rattle Cages. So at this point, you should have 1 quest left in your quest log, and you should be level 4, so make sure to get your spells and your abilities before we move on to the next step. And then, as you walk out of the chapel, you'll notice that across the street, Executor Aaron now wants to talk to you, and he will task you with going out to kill 10 young Nightweb spiders and 8 Nightweb spiders in a quest called Nightweb's Hollow. And Deathguard Saltane will also have a quest for you. He will give you a quest called Scavenging Death Knell, which will have you collect equipment boxes. Those equipment boxes look like this, and are basically here and here, the same places that you fought the zombies earlier. Once you are done collecting those, head on further down the road, and on the right hand side you will see a little camp with zombies and skeletons there. Kill the one called Samuel Phipps, and head back towards the graveyard. Once you get to the graveyard, you're going to want to turn in your quest to Deathguard Saltane, and then go into the graveyard and bury Samuel Phipps's remains in the grave to the left when you come in. turn to the left, and one should show you a gear, and that's the one that you bury his remains in. Go inside the chapel, visit Novice Elrith for the very last time, wave goodbye to everybody in the chapel, and head up to the mine for the Nightweb's Hollow Quest. When you are done with that, come back to Executor Aaron, and he will give you a quest called the Scarlet Crusade. That will have you go and kill Scarlet Crusaders in this area over here and collect 10 armbands. Once you bring those back and turn those back into Executor Aaron, he will give you yet another quest called the Red Messenger. This will have you go back to the same camp you were just at and kill a named mob called Mevin Korgal. Korgal? Who knows? But that's his name, Mevin Korgal. He's actually in the very first tent you come to. He has a 30-second spawn, so if somebody snags him before you do, no big deal, just wait there and get him again. Once you do get the message from him and you take it back to Executor Aaron is going to give you a quest called Vital Intelligence. This quest will have you travel to Brill and talk to Executor Zygand. If you are a priest, your trainer just came up with another quest called In Favor of Darkness that also would like you to travel to Brill and talk to Dark Cleric Beryl. These are your last 2 quests in this area, and they are sending you on your way like a bird out of a nest to fly, baby. Fly. Go to Brill, and that will also conclude my guide. Please let me know what you think in the comments section. If you like the video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.